You are now listening to Feeding
And
Off
in
Each Other.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, Chuthers. Chuther Nation, how are you doing?
We're
Hello.
back.
Chuther nature.
It's been a while since we recorded one of these.
That's why I immediately said we're back, because it has been a long time since we recorded.
Yeah, I guess we're pulling the curtain a little bit, and we haven't recorded for a few weeks, and things feel different.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are swapped in opposite places.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I felt fine about it, but honestly, I'm uncomfortable.
I feel very uncomfortable.
I feel super uncomfortable.
Also-
Normally I feel unsupported. I'm usually leaning to the left. Now I'm leaning to the right.
One of my earphones isn't working right now, and I just hit myself in the face with the headphones right here. And
You-
it feels swole.
Do you want Jason to kiss it better on camera? Come on, Jason, kiss it better.
No, I don't.
No.
I will!
We've had enough controversy.
Okay, so today's a cool podcast because this is the first time that we have taken our guest mountain biking before the podcast, and now we're going to chop it up and talk about mountain biking.
Oh, that's different. That's new.
That's different. Well, I mean, we haven't actually I feel like we often on the podcast will say like, we should go for a ride, we should do it, and it never happens. Right?
It's true.
It's lip service.
Mm-hmm.
But today we did it before, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Good.
yeah, it's great. I love it. Who's Guayaquil Yerba Mate is that?
Well, one's for our guest and one's for me.
There's one unopened. I'm just wondering, are you gonna open
crack
it?
it.
Open it properly.
Yeah,
Open it
yeah.
properly.
Okay.
Kickstart.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's, yeah.
Wow.
The peach flavor, peach revival.
And thanks Guayaquil for dropping those off. We're the first in Canada to try the peach flavor.
Now, are you saying that correctly?
Guayaquil.
Peach? Yeah, that's pronounced
I believe
peach.
it's Piace.
No, it's Guayaquil. Say it with me.
Guayaquil.
It's not Guayaquil. It's not Guayaquil.
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 That's like that, Rihanna song, Live Your Life with T.I.
No.
You know, the beginning, it's like Guayaquil. Guayaquil.
Guayaquil.
Can we get to our guest?
Yeah,
We're on
please.
limited time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Dave, did you write this intro?
Yeah.
We have limited time because our guest is flying out of here in about an hour and a half.
Boy, are his arms going to be tired. All right. Our guest today is world-renowned for his beautiful, soothing, and inspiring travel and solo hiking videos. He's racked up millions of views and hundreds upon thousands of subscribers on YouTube and has joined us all the way from Brooklyn, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Kraig Adams.
He's here.
Thank you for that. Jeez.
New York.
You guys took me mountain biking, and now I can't pretend like I know what I'm talking about with mountain biking because I was going as slow as I could.
Yes.
You
So
weren't going that slow, to be honest.
I was like high strung. I got the mountain bike hands right now. I'm very tired. I'm playing it cool.
Ooh.
Yeah. It
Well,
was fun though.
It was fun?
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't your first time.
I did like a little baby run at some point in Montana, but this was like my first official ride.
Wow.
do you remember where we took you?
It was north of here in Vancouver, North Vancouver.
Mount Fromme.
Mount Fromme.
Mount Fromme.
Yeah.
Fromme. Mount Fromme. And the trail.
Super technical.
The trail.
It was like a blue circle.
It was a blue square.
Blue square.
And it was called bobsled.
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 Oh,
I liked it.
yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it was fun. Oh, and then we also took you on another trail called Kirkford.
It's a technical trail.
I walked a little bit on that one.
Yeah, you were swearing a lot more on that one.
Yeah.
And saying this sucks a lot more.
I was making like joke screams on the easy one, but when I got to the hard one, I was a little different.
Yeah, it is hard.
It's hard. It's hard. The North Shore is a hard place to go mountain biking for the first time. There's not like an easy progression. It's either like pretty easy or like quite hard. And we took you on both.
Dude, first time mountain biking, then a podcast though. It's a good combination. I think you should do it more in the future.
Yeah, it's fun because now we get to break it up, you know? So tell us, you say your arms are hurting and you
Just a little
said
sore.
there's different muscle groups being used. What are you feeling right now?
Yeah, mostly my arms and like my upper back, just because I was holding on to those handlebars, and I definitely realized that I should only use the back pedal, so I didn't use this hand. This hand was just holding on to the bar as hard as it could. But I had an e-bike, so going uphill was easy. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Someone out there just closed their laptop and stopped listening because you were on an e-bike.
Was that a secret? Was I not allowed to say?
No, you're allowed to. People just, they get up all in their feelings.
I like that you think that most people are experiencing this on a laptop.
Oh, well, yeah. Someone just threw their phone out the window.
Yep.
Someone
Crashed
smashed
their
their
car
TV.
into the side
On purpose. In protest.
Yeah, I don't know why I always use the laptop closing analogy. Also, I want to mention your legs. You haven't mentioned anything about your legs.
Here they are.
They're not sore.
They're a little sore just because I've been hiking nonstop since I got into Vancouver, and I'm flying to Portland to hike another trail tonight. So
You're going to hike tonight?
I'm going to hike tonight.
Holy shit.
You're a maniac.
That's crazy. Hey, speaking of hiking, you want to hear a fun fact about hiking?
Yes.
We do fun facts. The Swiss have the highest density of hiking trails per square kilometer in the world, and during World War II, all the hiking signposts in Switzerland were taken down to avoid revealing valuable route information to potential invaders.
And they also have secret bunkers. They have like huts that are disguised to look like residential buildings, but you get close and it's like concrete with gun slits. Wild.
Oh, man. I've never had a guest add to our fun facts.
Yeah, jeez.
Wow, we're really feeding off each other, guys.
That's what it's all about.
Feeding
I love
off
that
each
you're
other.
not feeling sore in your legs, because I just want to point out, you got some big legs on you there, sir. You got some big quads, and you're a part of the big calf club. People from the greater part of my life have kind of made fun of me, teased me for my large calves here that you see if you're watching on YouTube. What do you think?
There's a lot of movement going on right now. I don't know how I feel about this being, that's unique.
Yeah,
That's a lot of meat, right?
Who's your daddy?
What do you think? Is it creeping you out?
Johnny Chase approved.
I'm getting like leftover turkey dinner vibes.
Yeah, you ever been to Disneyland and had the turkey leg? I don't even think they're this big. This could feed a family of 6.
Yeah. Damn.
Can we compare real quick?
Yeah. I run, I hike. I don't really bike, but
What are you guys seeing? Who wins the calf?
Craig said he
have
had
that
a bunch of bee
movement.
stings on it, right?
yeah.
You got bee stung legs.
Yeah.
People want those bee stung lips.
The second half of the How Crest Trail got me a little bit with the bees.
So
How sound.
that's why you're here. That's why you're in Vancouver.
Yes, I'm on a work trip hiking and shooting YouTube videos for my YouTube channel, and I could squeeze in 2 hikes: How Sound Crest Trail and Panorama Ridge.
Nice.
And now I'm flying out to Portland.
That's crazy you did that. And most people will do that, and that's their summer. What was it like? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
This is my first time in Vancouver. I just knew that it was slightly Canadian, more than I expected.
Oh yeah, it's pretty Canadian here.
How come it's only be slightly Canadian if it's in Canada?
I don't know.
Fully Canadian.
I went through downtown and nothing was giving me too much Canadian vibes, but then I started talking to some people, and then the oohs and the e's started to come out, and I was like, okay, I'm here.
What about our accents?
Yeah, do we have one?
Not much at all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, jeez. I was worried for a
No
minute there.
kidding, eh?
Hey, bud.
No, I had a local subscriber pick me up and drop me off at the other end of the House Sound. Very helpful.
Nice.
And he had a rich Canadian accent, so that was, good.
Probably from a smaller town.
So wait, just you never met this person other than through Instagram or?
Something that I've started doing this year, if I kind of dox myself, I'm going to this trail. Can anyone, if I need a ride, if it's a loop, I don't need anyone's help. But this was super helpful to get me to the Cypress ski resort. Yeah. So I just hike to my car and leave.
Wow.
Sweet.
And
I posted on Instagram. I'm like, can someone help me?
and I don't know. How do you trust that person? That's a scary thing to do.
As a white man, I've never felt unsafe in my life. So, no.
You also post on the thing, no murderers, please. So that
No.
wards them off.
Everyone's been nice. I've never had any bad situations, so I don't have anything really to compare it to. I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but I'm pretty good.
I also think you kind of cultivate a certain type of audience if you're a certain type of person and a certain type of creator. You're probably not getting that many people that are super, weird and sketchy.
Yeah, they're just a little nervous, and they've never really picked someone up that they know. And obviously they know a lot about me and I know nothing about them. So I do a little bit of research, like as much as I can on Instagram messages, like, who are you? Where do you live? What are you doing? Okay, let's do this.
Okay, so what research did you do on us when we hit you up and said, hey, do you want to come mountain biking and record a podcast?
Yeah, checked out your stuff. I watched a beautiful artistic film about an e-bike personification as a person. That was good.
Yes.
I was impressed by that. I watched it.
Oh, that one. Okay, yes.
And then I checked out your podcast. And since I've been here in Vancouver, I've mentioned that I was going on a podcast for like locals who like mountain bike and do outdoor stuff. And they knew exactly who you were. And they're like, we love those guys. Mahalo.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Shout out those guys.
So you got like the actual recommendations from people in here.
Zach.
You're popular.
Great. That's great. That's all I want to hear. All right. Well, that wraps up the podcast. I feel good. Let's end on a high note.
Yeah, we got a social clip, right?
I look at your notes and it's just that.
Get him to say something good about it. I wanted to paint a picture of your YouTube channel for those listening who maybe are not familiar with your content. We were in here this week building bikes for many hours, and in the background we had your videos playing on the TV. And they are excellent to play at any time of the day, like in the background, whether or not you're kind of focused on the video, they're great for watching at any time. Can you kind of paint the picture of what your typical video looks like?
Yeah, I will travel and I'll go on hikes because I think that's one of the best ways to travel, in my opinion, to get out into nature and to backpack overnight and whatnot. And they're ASMR. They're ambient, they're silent, they're not talking. So as much as I can, I show and I don't tell. But then I'll do like guides and ads and stuff at the end once people are vibed out. But it's relaxing, it's immersive, and I think it's as authentic as I can make it. But obviously I have to walk back to my tripod if it's like a distance away from me. So that's a bit obvious. But other than that, I just try to let the trails show themselves.
So Dave described your videos kind of as like screensavers. And I would agree, because like screensavers are generally the best of the best. They're like,
It's
very nice shots.
If you have like a newer Apple TV, there's like a lot of droning stuff where you're almost like, is that even real? Because it looks so remarkable.
Yeah.
It kind of gives me that vibe.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I said, like I didn't want this to come off as an insult. Like they're great for the background, great for while you're doing other stuff. I don't want to make it sound like we're not paying attention, but I mean that can't be said for all types of content. I mean, I think that's actually one of the great things about your channel is you just run it in the background.
Yeah, if I wanted to be Mr. Beast, they would be a little different than this. It's kind of the anti, like I'm definitely going in the make slow content, make boring content kind of realm.
And is that like, how did you find that niche? How did you like come upon that? Because I think when I found I've been watching your stuff for many years now, like pre-pandemic, which is many years. And
at least like 4 years. Yeah.
And did you go into YouTube being like, I want to make this? Because I hadn't seen other videos like that at the time, I guess. Now I see a lot of this type of stuff. Yeah,
I've been doing YouTube almost my entire life to make money, and I've never had a real job. So I've moved through different genres, weddings, vlogging like in New York City, and then travel stuff. It's always been inspired by someone else. So I was watching like Primitive Tech, who on YouTube is just like a guy who is in the Australian wilderness and just makes things without talking. Just
love that channel.
Yeah,
shots.
love that shit.
So good.
And when I started becoming interested in backpacking, I was watching YouTube to figure out how to be safe and how to have fun and where to go. And it was always like, hey, YouTube, what's up? Like, we're going to do this, and like handheld.
Yep.
And I just made what I would want to see. And I'm just like, show it, don't tell it. And you don't have to be too crazy. Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
I'm curious. So in the show don't tell process, do you consider yourself a storyteller?
Yeah, it's a very simple story. It's just the trip, and there's definitely elements of I want each shot to look different. I don't want to do repetitive shots like the same type over and over again. I want it to build towards something. So obviously every night you sleep in a tent or a hut or something, and that's kind of like a reset for the next section. The more that you break it down into storylines, the better the experience probably.
Because I don't want to minimize your work at all because it's brilliant. But when I compare it to what we do on mountain bikes, it's a lot less effort than what we do.
That's also why I like doing it.
and I get a little jealous. I'm
Wait,
like,
less
"Man, we
effort.
could-"
Less effort. How?
Less effort in that you're not adding a voiceover. You're not coming up with a story, an older story. There's no concept. Watch me,
You're less trying to find the hook. It's more just like,
here I am.
Just look at this beauty.
Yeah,
It's just,
here I am. I'm walking.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
Documentation.
Yeah, that's right.
This is what's happening. I'm just capturing it.
And so, I'm thinking, oh, well, I guess he's not telling a story, yet he is telling a story. It's not like the story that we might tell, yet there's a story there. You're watching it. But so I was curious your take on that, like the storytelling that comes through.
Yeah. And the difference between like trying to be helpful and make a guide, like if I really tried to add value in that sense, like here's how you get to the trailhead, here's how many miles, here's like the best food for this section, like there's water here. That would be a way different video than what I'm making, which is more documentation and kind of maybe artistic rather than prescribing like advice. But I kind of do a back and forth. Because honestly, you make more money when you are more helpful. But I'm so surprised people watch my stuff, though, because I think it's a little boring. Like, I don't really watch this type of video too much. And I was amazed when I uploaded my first 3-hour compilation that so many people watched it. And it's just definitely a background thing. Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant how you made the 10-hour, not a loop, 10 hours of hiking through the wilderness. And at the beginning, you put an ad and you said, thanks to our sponsor for allowing us to play 10 hours without any ads interrupting in the middle at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the case.
It's not.
It's not the case. Okay. All right.
This is the
that
worst
wore
example to bring up.
off. Sorry.
Cut that.
This is why
That was my intention. Music screwed me, and I think one label claimed 2 songs when I already had
Lame.
licensing, but they terminated, and now I can't not show ads in it. It's out of my control.
This is why you get YouTube Premium, people. If you don't like the ads,
Yes.
get YouTube Premium.
But the idea is good. I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do it like I 100% know. I'm going to get a custom score for it from an artist.
A wasp has just landed on our guest.
Oi.
We have an infestation of wasps in the studio. This is not a
Infestation.
drill.
Piss off.
Infestation? What did I say?
Should we show this to the landlord if he doesn't believe us?
Are you okay?
It wants the peach on my lips. You can't have it.
Who doesn't?
Matt, it's
my-
under your chair. It is. If you just step on it, you will kill it. It's right. Yeah, it's at the front of your chair. Now it's going deeper.
Is
Use
this like a
those calves.
studio pet, or what is this?
It's a studio pest.
There is an infestation.
Yeah, just go under there.
This is an Eric Andre style interview.
Okay, I was really worried this is going to happen. This is a new thing in the studio that we have wasps coming in and we don't know where they're coming from.
This is a new thing, new feature of the place.
This is a new bit.
A new feature.
Every
Wasp
week.
Corner. It's a new segment.
Oh my God. All right.
You have like an electronic container that is like open the wasp. Like you just press the button, it just releases them.
Yeah, it's real Dr. Evil style.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Eric Andre's show? What's it called?
The Eric Andre.
There.
The Eric Andre. Oh yeah.
You just.
What's Eric Andre's show
Hey, how
called?
do you call 911? What's the number again?
Wait, can you talk about any of that stuff? I heard a little bit.
Not yet. I want to keep it under wraps. But
Okay, all right.
I have friends that are friends with like celebrities, and I think it'd be really cool to just get cool people on the trail a little bit. I tried my best doing group hikes with subscribers. I love you. You're all awesome. If you're watching, thank you for buying tickets and going. But yeah, it might be interesting to do some small backpacking trips with people.
Oh yeah. I mean, who blames you? A big group is just a lot to manage when you're out in the wilderness.
And I'm not a guide. There's a lot of responsibility when it comes to like hiking with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like even mountain biking with you guys, like, you know, you had to watch, make sure that I wasn't going to die.
Yes, right. We were watching the entire time.
Send him down.
No, yeah, I respect that. So you're talking like you would film yourself taking these people out onto terrain they don't normally go onto and document that process.
Yeah. Just inviting other people, other creators would be really cool. It's a no-brainer, just on the videos and trips that I do, instead of just going by myself, because 90% of the videos and trips that I go on, I'm by myself because it's just easier, you know, if you're filming.
Yeah.
Celebrities, hiking mountains, drinking coffee.
Mm-hmm.
There's the concept.
Yeah.
Drinking guayaki.
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 Yeah, you're a huge coffee guy. We found this out today.
Mm-hmm.
Huge coffee guy. And you and Jason would definitely be friends in the coffee world.
Yeah.
I don't know who loves coffee more, you or Jason, actually.
For sure, Craig. You said 5 to 6 a day at home?
Yeah. And like I said, it's, if you break down what I do in essence, it's I travel the world and drink coffee, more so than hike or make videos. It's just in pursuit of coffee. Yeah.
So where has the best coffee?
Stockholm has some really good coffee. You go to the source, though, in the mountains of like Peru, you can get it fresh and it's delicious. But New York has great coffee. I love New York because it has great coffee.
Okay. So if you had to choose one.
How do you even like choose best coffee? Dude, I am not a coffee guy at all. I'll drink it, but I can't distinguish what makes a good coffee and what doesn't.
Yeah. You just have to develop a palate, drink a lot, think about it. You got to use your noggin. You got to like slow down, just like think about it. Just like, what is the flavor? How do I feel when I drink this? Right?
Do you make notes? Do you take notes? We have a friend who will go to the bar and he'll drink whiskey and he's writing notes. And you look and it's just pages and pages of notes. It's a friend. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay.
It's Brooke's friend, actually.
I thought you just want to humiliate them.
No.
Describing a person in a bar drinking whiskey, just like writing
Writing notes. I think it's clever though,
Like a
because
quill.
The notes just get like blurrier and scribblier.
Yeah.
Notes of alcohol.
I don't drink too much coffee on trail. I should start doing that. I feel like that would be popular, but I don't know. I just try to slam water when I'm out there.
I'm curious about your solo hiking experience. Do you ever go insane?
I've never done anything insane. Like I have a brother who's done the PCT and CDT and these like 4-month long hikes. I could not do that. I don't know how psychologically you could commit yourself to doing a hike for that long. Insane. If you don't see people for like 3 days straight, I'm sure you start talking to yourself a little bit. Yeah.
That's crazy. What's the longest hike you've been on then?
I'd say Hornstrandir, Iceland was the most remote. It's a couple miles or kilometers away from the Arctic Circle. And I didn't see anyone for a solid 2 days, 3 days. And that was early on my hiking career. So I had no business being up there that exposed. So I got lucky. I survived.
So did you get lucky and see no one on the hikes here in BC?
There were a lot of people. I was in a provincial park.
Yeah.
You guys call them?
Yeah, we got provinces.
So lots of permits and lots of people. But it was fine. Lots of mosquitoes and bugs, but that's just this month, right? Yeah.
July. It's a bad one.
Yeah.
Where did it rate on your did you like it? Did you hate it?
Howe Sound Crest Trail was great. Pretty technical for a little section in the middle. And lovely that you just get to pretty much pop your tent up on a rock somewhere and have a great view of the sunset. So very good. Like I think people should fly to Vancouver to do this trail because it's so close and most people could do it. The other one, Panorama Ridge, it's all right. It's all right. It's just like a cool Instagram shot after a long stair climb, you know? And then you go back.
Why did you choose to do that one?
Yeah.
Subscriber recommendation?
I am constantly kind of building like a list of hikes that I want to do. And it's along a spectrum between what I want to do and what I think would do well as a video. So sometimes subscribers recommend something and that makes me want to do it because it would probably be showed in SEO, Google, YouTube better, just to get more views. But then there's like trails that I want to do that may not make a good video just because people don't know about it. So it's a balance between like one for me, one for them. And Panorama Ridge is one for you.
Can you fire off like a whole bunch of names of where you've been, filmed a video, and hiked?
Yeah. Hornstrandir, Iceland, top of Iceland. Picos de Europa, top of Spain. Kilimanjaro, I failed and did not make the top because I got sick. I've done the Alps, Switzerland, Italy. I've done, man, this would be much easier if I just had my YouTube channel in front of me.
Yeah. It's interesting to see what comes to mind, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to think like in order, but constantly go back to the Alps. It's just so lovely there. It's more expensive. Hiking in Mexico, Taiwan was great. Obviously, it's a big commitment to do the long flights, but Nepal, every single time I've been 3 times, lovely, awesome people. Been to Peru 6 times.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cheap flight, cheap stay, lots of big mountains.
I've had a lot of people recommend Peru to hike.
From the States, yeah. People in Europe, it's a bit longer of a flight, and yeah, I love Peru. I'll definitely go back there again, but I feel like I've done a lot already. And in the U.S., just depends on the season. I'm trying to do at least one big trip a month. Yeah.
Yeah, your schedule just in the next few weeks gives me anxiety. You're off to Oregon tonight, Mount Hood, to hike, which is insane, and then what?
Yeah. So things have ramped up a bit. I'm just trying to be very efficient with my time and money, the expenses. It's coming out of my pocket to fund these trips, and then I make the money in the back end somehow. But I've got a wife and a puppy back home, so that makes me want to be home. But 2 years ago, before COVID, I was a bachelor. I was living out of a backpack. I didn't have an apartment, and I was just flying location to location, hiking and making videos. And that helped me do it. I didn't have a home to go back to, so it was very easy to shoot these videos.
And now you live in the city. It's unexpected for a man of the wild, for you to live in the heart of New York City.
Yeah.
I guess that provides a balance for you.
Yeah, I moved to New York City during college to do an internship at MTV and hated that.
No way.
Like I was commuting to Times Square, which is just not a good idea. But I love New York City. Like I'm just a city guy. I'm very repped up for New York City. Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. I get enough outdoors when I travel.
He's got the merch on. He's got the New York merch.
Hey, shout out. I get a lot of it when I travel. So I'm pretty content having these 2 lives. Like I work when I travel, I get outdoor, I do adventurous stuff. And then when I'm home, I'm relaxed. I try not to post on social media. I just walk my dog, drink coffee, and relax.
That's wonderful. You're living the dream. Yeah. How about that lady on the trail today who said, where are you all from? You guys out of town? And then you said New York, and she went, New York!
Yeah.
I've been trying to go there.
It was a good reaction.
She was very excited.
Was that typical Vancouver expression?
I don't know why she was so excited over New York, but I heard you snicker. I heard you laugh at her reaction. It made me laugh. Yeah.
Everyone always questions why I live in New York and do what I do. Like they think that contrast is strange. Yeah.
Well, it makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
It's a bit of yin and yang in your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, I don't know, if you were insert job title, sushi.
Keep
chef.
going, Dave. You got this.
Sushi chef. I don't think you want to eat sushi every meal. Did I nail it?
Nobody cared.
I'll just hit myself in the face with my headphones again.
It's because he's all the way over there.
Yeah, he's not. The vibes are off, man. The vibes are off.
I forgot he was here, actually. Thought it was just the 3 of us.
Well, I've been caressing your leg this whole time.
That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's the wasp.
Yeah.
Just 1 leg, 6 legs.
It's a very sharp caress.
Yeah. Ow, stingy.
I wanted to hear about some of your adventures out there. If anything's ever gone wrong, because we relate to the self-filming aspect. You set up the tripod, you set up the shot, then you go do the thing, you clear the frame, and then you walk all the way back. And also, you're not only are you doubling your miles that you're walking, you're doubling your footage that you're saving on your computer. But I was mostly wondering, have you ever had like a camera fall over?
Yeah, I've had cameras fall over. Nothing too catastrophic where it like stopped me from filming the trip, but yeah, that once or twice. But now I'm smarter. I always lock down, and you go way wide when you're on top of a peak with any wind. Like that's just no brainer now.
And what are you shooting on recently?
I've been shooting on Sony for a long time. Right now I'm on a Sony A7S Mark III, which is great in low light. and I have a 20 to 70 millimeter lens. I've tried everything under the sun. I like the POV wide angle, but having a little bit of telephoto has been good for like animals and some sunset, distant peaks kind of shots.
How many batteries are you bringing out there? Yeah, because you have a drone too. Trying to get a sense of how much you're taking out there, because when Jason and I go on a bike ride and we're filming it, we're bringing that huge pack that you see over there, and that's full of, I mean, that. How much do you think that weighs, Jason?
35 pounds?
35 pounds, and we're riding with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 35 would be pretty much the max for my pack for stuff. It's usually less than that, probably like 20 to 25 pounds.
But it's not just camera gear, that's...
With everything.
Yeah, with everything.
So everything that is, well, everything I own is very ultralight. Like I've spent the money or been sent things that are just kind of the top as far as efficient weight size. Like my tent, very small, very light. Sleeping pad, all of it. So that helps.
Have you gotten into hammock camping at all?
I tried that early on in my career.
Didn't love it.
Yeah, no, I'm never going back to hammock. It's just like a in the park, in the city kind of thing, but never camping, sleeping.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
You've had the worst sleeps of your life. We've been on 2 camp trips this summer,
Well-
and both times you're like, that sucked.
Yeah. When it's good, it's good. But the reason it sucked in the last few times was because I connected one side to Jason's tent, like his truck.
Yeah.
The cage that holds the tent, and I put the other side to another vehicle. So anytime I moved, I thought I was disturbing them in their sleep and waking them up. So. I'm like that when I sleep, even when I'm in bed with Brooke and I move around. I think I'm waking her up all the time. And it was the same thing with you, Jason. I didn't want to wake you up. And then in the morning, you're like, I had a great sleep. I never noticed anything. And I'm being courteous, trying not to wake you up.
And then someone could go in the truck and take off the brake and just slowly inch back as you sag down onto the floor.
Well, now I'm
trying to think of the pranks.
Now I have a new, and now I have a new fear in case it ever just runs away.
But would it rain for these? Because if it's going to rain, you have to put up a tarp.
Yeah.
If it rains in a hammock with no tarp, that's a nightmare.
Well, I put the tarp on.
Okay.
Bug net and tarp.
Net,
yeah.
okay.
But the thing that blows is if you want to stay warm, it's great in the summer. If you want to stay warm, you need that underslung quilt.
Yeah, it's like
and
isn't it foil almost?
No, there's like actual quilts, and it goes underneath, because if you put any blanket or anything down underneath you in your hammock, then you sit on it, you're compressing the feathers, and the feathers don't do anything. It's not holding the heat. So you need the quilt underneath, fluffy, so that it keeps the hot air in.
What about a blow-up thermarest, though?
I think that could work too, but you're still squishing it a little bit, but you could kind of like put it underneath. So yeah, that's the crappy part, is keeping your butt warm in a hammock. Yeah. Okay. I can see why you moved on. It's pretty problematic.
Yeah, you're like, actually, these are a lot of problems.
Yeah, these are terrible.
The worst hammock salesman.
Well, yeah. What about sleeping in a bivvy?
No, because like the tent I have, it's just a net for the bugs. And then if it's warm enough, like I've cowboy camped before, but yeah, I've just never done a bivvy. I picture most people who do that are people who are sleeping on top of a peak, like when it's cold.
What's a bivvy?
What's cowboy camping?
I've only done reverse cowboy.
What is hiking? Who are you?
Where's New York?
Where am I?
So Grand Canyon, it was hot, and we got down, we were camping, my brother and I, and cowboy camping is you just throw down a tarp or even just the tent and you just sleep on top of it with nothing. So just stars and exposed.
That's cowboy style.
Cowboy, yeah.
Okay.
Cowboy. Do you have those in Canada? Do you have cowboys?
Cowboy?
I think there's cow people.
We have cows and boys.
Cows and boys. And then bivvy is like a tent that's a sleeping bag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the bivvy is just the tent without the walls.
Yeah,
like it's just it's the roof.
The wall.
Like it's
What do
just
you
a
do with your
triangle.
It's just this.
That's a bivvy. Don't you get it, Dave?
Yeah.
No, I'm still not any more clear what's happening.
Pull it up. Pull up a bivvy. How much time we got? You got to get out of here in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm going to fly out to Portland and then drive immediately over to the Mount Hood.
Bivvy. She's having trouble spelling bivvy. There you go. There you go. Yeah,
And
you nailed it.
Sack.
Bivvy sack.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait, no, this is not helpful at all.
What? Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, that's a bivvy?
Yeah.
I thought a bivvy has no walls on it.
No, I don't.
See, this is why I was confused.
Bivvy talk.
Yeah, that's a bivvy.
Yeah.
We're getting deep.
I know
deep
Mike
into the
Bibby.
bivvies.
Anybody?
What?
Mike Bibby?
So the thing with this, if there's dew or moisture, like you're going to be wet and you can't move around. And if you have a pack, it might have to be outside the bivvy. You know, there's just a lot of downside. You save weight and size, but really, do you that much? I don't think it's worth it.
Sure about that?
You sure about that? I was literally watching that this morning.
Good.
Oh, thank God
Come
we
to
got
the
something
right
to talk
place.
about.
Oh, I
Hold
can't
on.
get enough of it.
You sure about that?
There were
My
monsters
wife
on the
hates
world.
it.
You mentioned something about sketch comedy in your background. Sketch comedy during university, something like that.
Yeah. I got my start watching Jackass and just wanting to make videos like that, like a lot of filmmakers, I guess. Made a lot of sketches in college because funny things were like the only thing that people cared about for my friends. So we'd make sketches, you know. We would get a gorilla costume and just do pranks on campus. We would do all this fun, crazy things, man. Like
No way.
throw fake people out the window and get called on by campus security. And,
Dummies.
You know, yeah.
We know a thing or two about dummies.
I saw a video you guys throwing some people around with some fake.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you were thrown in the university. That seems like a
It's
easy
dumb.
way to get in trouble.
Yeah, it's dumb.
I was a piece of shit, though.
Where did those videos end up?
Oh yeah, secret YouTube channel that I will not say. 'Cause, yeah, some of them are a little edgy. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So you're a fan of comedy then?
Yes. Yeah. So I miss those days, and I think every so often, like, how could I make a joke YouTube video for what I do now? And like April Fool's is so cliche. I feel like I should just make a video and drop it where I sprint up a mountain and every shot is me just booking it with a big pack as hard as I can, which I can do for like maybe 10 seconds before being exhausted going uphill. But then just like 100 of those shots in a row. That was just no talking, just me fucking just.
I would love that. Like chaotic running through the mountains to death metal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if your arms are flailing really?
I picture you hear the
Michael Cera.
movement.
Yeah.
You hear the movement, but there's no music. It's like ambient, but frantic.
Oh man, I can't wait till April Fool's. Please do
Is
it.
part of the bit that like you couldn't sustain that amount of running, but
No
it
one could do
reads
it.
like that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But
That's
through
hilarious.
the power of filmmaking.
Cinema.
That's storytelling. So now that you have a little bit of mountain biking experience on your hands, are we going to see any bike packing videos from you?
Yeah, people have been asking for that on YouTube. I haven't done any research. I feel like Colorado might be a good place, like somewhere a little flatter and more deserty. Maybe that's a dumb idea.
No, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's good.
Fat tire bikes are a thing,
Yep.
right? That helps. I guess I just need to watch some other YouTubers.
Don't do
who
fat biking.
that.
Don't
Not
do
fat biking. There's
though.
like there's bigger tires than we rode today that help when you're carrying that much load if you're packing your bike.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, these seem like good bikes. Would an e-bike work for that? No, right? I don't know.
you need
It
access to a
depends.
charger.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Jay, you were saying that in Europe, the cabins, they host these coolers that have e-bike
I was calling it
chargers in
cooler. It looks like a fridge, yeah, kind of like
Okay.
you open it, and so I've heard from a lot of people in Europe, not all of Europe, but like in the Alps, for example, how you can do hut trips, like hiking hut to hut. You can do that with an e-bike, and every hut there's like batteries that are freshly charged. And you take that out, and you take the one on your bike, put that one in, put it in your bike, and you go to the next hut. And at every hut, usually there's like either a coffee shop or beer or just some nice cured meats.
Aren't all the batteries different though?
No, not really. Because if you have a Bosch bike,
Oh, yeah, okay.
all your batteries are the same. So I think like Bosch will install that, Shimano would install that, and like you would just have it.
It's like a
Interesting.
propane tank thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I'm hiking, I'm carrying a tripod, which is annoying.
Yes.
It's
The
just
worst.
extra. It slows me down. Technically, with a bike, I would have to attach it somehow, maybe for quick access. But I don't know, man. It may be with another person, so they could at least shoot and then catch up to me. It would just be a lot of start and stop.
Yeah.
right?
That's our life.
Yeah, that's our life.
You're
man.
describing our life.
Yeah, and 10 years later, the tripod's still annoying as hell. And like, we haven't found the perfect travel tripod. There's always something that's just a little bit unreliable about it, or we think it's gonna fall over. And we're putting a red on top of ours too, so it's really top heavy. And if that falls over, then it's pretty catastrophic.
Dude, that's work. Yeah. Sometimes you want to just go for a ride without filming, don't you?
Yes.
Or
Do you ever go for a hike without filming?
not much, but last year and more so than ever before, I'm starting to do more trail running. And with that, you just can't have a big camera. Well, you could, but I just don't want to. I do handheld GoPro and iPhone stuff with that, and it's a breeze. It's so lovely to not have to stop.
Yeah, that's nice. So when you use the iPhone, are you using detachable lenses, like or just straight up stock phone?
Yeah, so I got the new iPhone, and for about 8 months last year, I did iPhone only for a bit. So I got rid of all my gear and just did iPhone. So hiking films, travel films, everything was shot on iPhone, and it was a cool test. I had more fun shooting that way, but I definitely had a drop in interest, and I switched up the expectations with my subscribers. So obviously the algorithm responded negatively to that. So now I'm back to like a mixture of both. Yeah.
Interesting. Are you a slave to the subscribers? Do you ever feel like that? Or like the algorithm?
It's my job. So obviously I'll do things to try to make money with the videos, but I would say compared to most YouTubers, I'm definitely doing what I want first and foremost. I still feel like I have a good hold over, what my channel is and what I want to be doing. I still enjoy hiking, but it might transition into the next interest, house renovation, or I don't know, stonks. What? No. Finance channel, hiking? No.
Oh yeah, I've heard CPMs are good on stock channels. Are you kind of the originator of this ASMR hiking style video?
Definitely not. Like I said, I was inspired by other YouTubers who were doing the silent thing.
Right.
It's definitely a lot bigger now. There's cooking, there's house renovation, house building, homestead. There's everyone going out into the wilderness making these silent videos and whatnot. But as far as YouTube silent hiking, I was one of the first big ones, but there's a couple in the space now who are doing things differently, and that's awesome. I love seeing people making silent videos but in their own way, so that's good.
Yeah, I love the silent video. I think we should start doing that, Jason. Scrap the VO, scrap the music. Oh, well, actually, you have music. So how would you describe the music in your videos?
I was fortunate to find Alaskan Tapes. Shout out Daniel. He was just ambient music. So if you play Minecraft,
I don't. I've never played.
You can imagine the music comes in when you least expect it, and it kind of builds, and it always fits the mood. And that's kind of how I shaped my music to begin with. And I found this artist who just pumped out perfect music, very drone, ambient, evolving music. So I've used him a lot in my films and found other artists like him.
What was it called again?
Alaskan Tapes. Yeah.
Alaskan Tapes.
Shout out Alaskan.
And what about your sound design? How much of it is actually captured on the day?
It's so important to have a good microphone for these videos. If your sound doesn't sound good, it doesn't work. As much as you can, you try to make the music, the score, the natural sound of the footsteps, the birds. Whenever I get actual bird sounds in the film, it's yes, let's extend that shot a little bit more, just because it's so nice to hear the birds. And then the wind a little bit, having a dead cat on the microphone is super important, because the wind is almost like music that changes and flows between shots. And crossfading the sound between shots is super important, because I want it to seem like it's all one thing and not jarring, which is the simplest thing that a lot of other YouTubers that I see don't do. If I see a YouTube video and hear sharp cuts between their sound, it's so jarring.
Oh yeah.
It's just crossfade it.
Yeah. Especially the vibe you're trying to establish, right? You're trying to make it feel seamless and nice.
Yeah.
So are you ever adding fake sounds?
So the only time I do that is for drone, because drones are just like this dead silence. So if you can, that's the one thing that I try to think about. I'm like, I know the wasp is coming.
What? Oh no.
We got another one.
Let's get a sound. Can we add sound in post?
Drones,
The drone is, if I know of a drone shot, I will record a minute-long ambient clip next to where that drone was, just so that I can take it and then just crush the trebles, bring in the bass, just to get that distant sound.
Yeah.
And if you can do that without people noticing, like if it just sounds natural, it's 100% better. Like if you score your drone clips. Yeah.
That's very thoughtful. I feel like if I were to do that, I would likely forget. But the benefit of being with someone else or with Jason is we can bounce off each other. Oh, let's not forget that. Oh, let's not forget that. Do you feel like when you're out there, sometimes you just forget to do things because you don't have anybody else to bounce ideas off of?
Yeah, that specifically, I'd forget all the time. And for some of my earlier films for the drone shots, when I try to do this, you'll just hear like 5 seconds looping. Like if you really listen, you can just hear the same thing instead of like a minute-long record. I have done this so many times. It's a muscle memory. I've been shooting since forever, like through high school all the way to now. Like it has always been YouTube and filmmaking. So yeah, I like, that's why I go by myself. I feel like other people slow me down because I'm so locked in at this point.
Yeah.
How much, I mean, we're going to get into nerd talk here, but how much back end work are you doing on these videos? Because on the surface, you're like, oh yeah, he shoots the stuff, color grades it probably, and adds some sound. That's like what? How many days of work?
It's not much. I'm pretty well known for turning around these videos within 1 or 2 days. This trip is a bit different because I'm in a footage collecting mode. But if I was like done with these 2 hikes, I would probably take an extra day here in Vancouver, post up at a Timmy Hose, and then just edit it, and then probably try to post it. If I didn't have a sponsor, it'd be super quick. It's easy, dude. What I do is just chronological. It's a documentation, and specifically for my Italy video, I tried to push the limits of making it boring. Like I was like, I normally cut to like some kind of pace.
Pull that up.
What if I just full clip, just me walking? Oh, he's still walking. He's still going. And then the next clip is, oh, he's still going. And that video has over 2 million views. Who is watching that?
It's one guy 2 million times.
It's just in the background. And people send me clips of my videos like that one playing in the background of hotels, of restaurants, of bars.
They give you the royalties for that? Or?
Where are my royalties?
Yeah, what? What, just like on the TV screens when you first walk in, something's playing?
People in like Colombia have sent me videos of just my video playing on like 10 screens in clubs. I'm like, what?
Not only is it unreal that that's happening, but it's unreal that those people can immediately recognize, hey, that's Kraig's video. That's Kraig walking.
That is funny. Yeah.
Because generally you're quite small in wide shots, right?
Yeah.
I guess
he's always the same size though, Matt. It's just a perspective.
But 6'2", right? 6'2"?
Normally my back. So it's been one of the best free ads for my backpack, the backpack company Hyperlight that I've been using all these years. Like we're in talks and they send me stuff, but man, I'm like a NASCAR driver that's been giving away free publicity for this company so much. And like, you know, you guys were talking about working with brands. At this point, I'm just trying to make the best content, and just any leads that come my way, if it works, it works. I'm not really business focused in a sense.
So in your career of hiking for a living, have you had any scary animal encounters? Yeah,
bears always pop up, you know. This grizzly on this panorama hike was the first time I'd ever seen a grizzly on trail. That was new.
How close?
Not too close. It was far. It was safe. I never felt unsafe. I've seen
a white man.
Moose, yes. The scariest animal encounter for sure was bison in Catalina Island off the coast of California.
There's bison on the island?
Yeah, so supposedly some movie back in like the 80s or something brought bison there as a film prop and then just left them.
I've heard this
and they've bred and taken over the island.
No way.
And I tried to hike through a herd, and they did not like that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people like running and hiding inside bear cages or whatever, like just because the bison were attacking them. Yeah, scary. But ice and snow is probably the most dangerous thing that I come up across. Trying to go down like some really sketchy ski slopes while hiking, that's super dangerous when you're by yourself without an ice axe. Derp.
What comes to mind? The gnarliest thing that's ever happened to you, the scariest, something went wrong. Is there an instance in your career that comes to mind?
Yeah, it's, the behind the scenes of that story that I just told. Mount Whitney coming down. There's like a permit bracket. I went before the permit when it was still snowy and dangerous. And someone had died. I like so many times I've gone on hikes and then I hear stories of like 7 people died a week before on this trail. It's just like, what? Oh my God. Avalanches are pretty serious. I've been very lucky with that, but that's something that I want to start researching more in the future, like hikes in Nepal or Colorado in the spring, like Swiss stuff. No joke.
That's snow.
And Levi, who we were biking with, was showing me a video of him being stuck in an avalanche, and that's pretty scary.
Oh God.
He was?
Yeah, he was showing me like all this stuff. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe it was a deep fake. I don't know.
AI.
I mean, this
Levi.
can happen to anyone, anywhere. I rode by a dead guy on Mount Fromme where we just rode, like within the last year. Rode by him, and I just kept on riding.
So you go back to see your victims after? It's fucked up, man.
No, I rode by a man on the ground, and I thought they were alive, but I'd figured they were being looked at by paramedics who were nearby, like at that moment. And I saw some sort of piece of medical apparatus on his face. And then I saw that he had knee pads on. So I gathered he was a biker. Like I was riding at speed. And then I noticed he was in a white body bag. And I rode a little bit further, and there actually were no paramedics. There was no ambulance. There was just one cop car who was about to dump that body into the back of the cop car and go take him to the morgue, I guess.
Wait, there's one guy?
One guy and two cops.
Okay.
One coroner.
Was that the memorial that we rode by? I saw one memorial.
No,
post.
that wasn't.
Damn.
Yeah, and I guess my point is it can just happen to anybody out there at any time. And geez, even when you're not in the middle of nowhere, you gotta be careful out there, Kraig. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You carry a sat device at all?
No.
Nah, screw it.
Really?
To be honest, what I do is pretty tame. Like I never really put myself into situations, and I'm taking bigger risks more and more. I think at a safe rate as my experience grows. But dude, hiking is all about balancing the fun and the safety. Like you can have a fun time that's unsafe, or you could take an extra 2 days to do a trail and have all the food and water and carry it, but it's not very fun carrying that weight. So I think I've found a pretty good balance. At the beginning of my career, I was not having as much fun because I was carrying a lot of stuff and didn't do the research and had bad expectations. But nowadays, I know what I'm getting myself into. I know how many miles I can do, and I'm having fun because my expectations are clear.
Yeah, well, it's awesome to see what you've built for yourself, and I feel like I'm extremely jealous.
What are you jealous about?
Our life sucks.
Yeah, I'm jealous that
Bro.
silent video is great.
Yeah.
I don't think it's easy. I know how much work goes into it, but I know how much extra work goes into writing a voiceover and trying to figure out the story and all that. And yeah, I think you live a good life.
Well,
I think you live a nice minimal lifestyle. That's what I'm jealous of. And if you look in here, my life's quite chaotic. There's a lot going on.
A lot of wasps.
It is interesting walking into a studio space because I used to be a filmmaker who had a lot of stuff, and now I don't. So I like it though. It's a cool vibe.
So we got 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's get into this or that. We're gonna play a short game with you here, if you don't mind.
I prepared some questions.
And
you want to do our little intro here?
Yeah, I definitely want to do the intro.
It's that time again, folks. It's time to play
This
or that. The game where the guest has to choose between either this or
That.
stongs. All right. Craig, do you understand the rules?
No, he's crushing the Guayaquil.
Yeah, he's getting revved up.
Do you got it?
I have the music. Do you want me to play it? Or
Yeah, I want you to play it.
Okay. We can play it then. Do I have it?
Oh,
yeah, I got
no.
it. Of course I got it. What are you guys talking about? Okay, and in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Midges or mosquitoes?
Turn that down.
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes or horseflies?
Mosquitoes.
Wait, you're picking the one you like more, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Lakes or creeks?
Creeks.
Too hot or too cold?
Too cold.
Wet clothes or a blister?
Wet clothes? Wait. Okay, yeah. I'm so nervous right now.
Bug bites or sunburns?
I like bug bites better.
Bad audio quality or bad video quality?
It's like videos first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could just mute everything.
Good choice.
Coffee or tea? I already know the answer.
Coffee. Fuck tea.
Yeah, Dave.
One of our tea sponsor.
Batman or Spider-Man?
Batman.
Just out of nowhere.
Yeah, Dark Knight was better than.
Iceland or Italy?
What the hell is the order of these?
There's no order.
Iceland.
Colorado or New York?
New York.
I listened to your podcast talking about that. New York bagels or New York pizza?
New York bagels.
Time travel to the past or to the future?
Future.
Mountains or beaches?
Mountains.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Tent camping or hammock camping?
Let's circle back.
Yeah.
Bivvy camping.
No bivvies, no hammocks, tent camping.
Waterfalls or lakes?
Lakes.
And finally, overpacking or underpacking?
Underpacking.
And that's this or that.
Wow.
Were you having a seizure over there?
I was just like, I was upset at how obvious some of them were going to be. I was upset at the order. It's okay.
Let me live my
The
life.
music really added ambiance.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Sets the scene.
All right, well, that's it.
Well, that's it. Yeah, thank you so much for visiting us, taking up our invitation to go mountain biking. We had fun. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. Thank you so much. I've never done a podcast after mountain biking, and now I'm going to ask every podcast, can we go do something cool before we sit down and chat?
Yes. We ruined it for everybody else. Love it. Yeah, and don't be a stranger. If you find yourself back here, you need anything, let us know.
Dude, if you guys visit New York, we can rip the Central Park trails, dude.
Oh yeah, I shot a video actually throughout Vancouver or throughout New York and did that, but I want to experience it for real without the camera. I want to do all that.
Have you? Sorry, this is gonna eat into our time. Have you seen City Bike Boys?
No.
It's an Instagram where people take the city bikes from New York and they rip them. Like
So good.
Hit big jumps and wall rides and
So
stunts.
good.
Check it out for sure.
Yeah, most people abuse those bikes, but yeah, that seems like a good thing. Cool.
It's cool. You got anything you want to promote, talk about, tell the people about?
Nah, dude. Nah, dude.
All right, well,
This was good. I drank
Join
it
it.
all. You told me to drink it all. I drank it all. But
oh yeah, thank you.
Do I get another
nice.
one?
Yeah, we can have one for the road. Careful, 150 milligrams of caffeine in those bad boys.
That's light work for this guy.
Yeah,
That's like
9 a.m.
I got a hike tonight. Let's go.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, we're gonna give you one to go. Oh no, you're gonna have to dump it out at the airport.
I'll chug it right in their faces. I'll look Casey in the face as I drink
Shotgun
my
it.
sixth. Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching the podcast. Leave us a review, comment, whatever, and join us next time when we have on the City Bike Boys. Just kidding, that's not happening.
Gonna be it.
All right, thanks for watching and listening. As always.
All right.
Thank you for listening to Feeding Off Each Other. Please subscribe for more great podcasts.